Hey, Pretty Girl Club. Welcome to another episode of Comment Foolery Exposed. In this episode, we will be talking about the obsession that a lot of other spaces have with us exotical channels. We are really ruffling feathers over here. I mean, there are literally like 50 of us at this point. I'm seeing new YouTube channels pop up every single day, and so people are going to have to get used to us. Like, we're not going anywhere. You can't just talk shit about mixed race people and expect an actual mixed race person to not respond. No more talking shit about light skinned people and they're remaining silent. No more talking shit about the dark skinned women who benefit from texturism and featureism and expecting them to remain silent. No more obsessions over Horn Africans such as Ethiopians, Somalis, and Eritreans and expecting them to remain silent, because now we've got some of those ladies over here creating content as well. But the YouTube streets are on fire because exotical land is really doing a takeover. We are taking new territory, so congratulations on being a part of the Pretty Girl Army. I hope you have on your pink outfit. But let's take a look at this first comment here. This random guy, it's some sort of black guy in the avatar. So I'm not sure why men would be watching a decentering men channel, especially not a black guy who appears to have some sort of do-rag on his head or an African hat. I don't know what's going on with his avatar, but okay. But this guy says, Sarge even said her channel is built on antagonizing black women a while back. So I'm assuming he's talking about some sort of male content creator. But last time I checked, my channel has over 500 videos. And I'm pretty sure that out of 500 videos, that they're not just based on antagonizing black women. And also, let's talk about this. What is antagonizing black women? Please tell me. Like, show me the timestamps, show me the screenshots. People love claiming that I've said and done certain things, but then when you ask them to play the clip, or you ask them to show the screenshots of what I said that was antagonizing, they can never show any proof. And have you ever noticed that when you start responding to people and you're actually doing a good job with your talking points and calling out hypocrisies, then suddenly people make it like, oh, you're just antagonizing people, like you're just such a bad person. And it's like, if I was really a bad person, there wouldn't be this many people here. I wouldn't be able to make that many videos. So I find it interesting how people are saying, oh, we're so radical, we're extreme, decentering men, that's radical, that's extreme, and you're antagonizing these women. This girl says, my issue with her started with her Kelly Rowland video showing up on my recommended page. She tried to slander and triangulate Kelly Rowland against Beyonce, trying to create a narrative that Kelly is some washed up, dark-skinned black woman who's ungrateful and secretly envious of Beyonce's life. Well, Kelly Rowland herself said that she felt second best. She herself has admitted actually to being jealous of Beyonce. She also has admitted to wanting to be Mariah Carey's skin tone. And she also admitted that she no longer wants to do music in the same capacity that she did before. So technically, yes, I mean, since she's no longer doing music in the same way, then yeah, her music career is not the same. So that's not creating a narrative. That's me literally taking the exact words that Kelly said and repeating them on my channel. So how is it me triangulating? Triangulating Beyonce and Kelly for what? To benefit what? To benefit who? Because how do I benefit from randomly triangulating two celebrities? She says she had an issue with Kelly protecting her boundaries by not allowing interviewers to make her interviews about Beyonce. Her stance was, how come Kelly won't tell the interviewer to avoid talking about Beyonce and stay on topic? Then a couple minutes later, maybe Kelly is scared of speaking up since Beyonce and Jay-Z have lots of power in the industry that could potentially mess up her career. I pointed her contradictions out and got lots of people agreeing with me, but she made sure to respond to everyone else's comments while she avoided mine, LMAO. So, first of all, I don't even know who this person is, but I'm pretty sure this person is not on my channel. She said after she got backlash from the Kelly Rowland video, she made numerous videos crying victim. This was before she made the Krishan Rock video. Okay, so let's address the Kelly Rowland thing. So I stand 10 toes down on everything that I said. Kelly Rowland does have the right to tell the interviewer before the actual interview, hey, I don't want to be asked these questions. I used to work in journalism before, so people ask you all the time, what are the questions going to be? Because not everybody is articulate. And so that is something that Kelly and her team could have easily organized. And also her being scared of Beyonce and Jay-Z's power, two things can be true at the same time. It could be both. It could be that she didn't tell the interviewer because maybe she's not very strategic, and that she is also scared. And so she just gets mad when people ask about Beyonce. And also, since you're so smart, Toffee-tastic, where's your YouTube channel talking about all of these things? I mean, you seem very passionate about Kelly Rowland. And by the way, I'm going to probably do another video about Kelly Rowland because I actually contacted the girl that I know who does the skin bleaching, and she agrees that Kelly is still, in fact, skin bleaching. If you want to redarken your skin tone, if you're naturally dark skinned like Kelly Rowland, all you have to do is stop getting the glutathione and vitamin C injections for about a week or two, and you'll go down a couple of shades, as you can tell that Kelly Rowland has on her most recent red carpet appearance. And then once you get out of the spotlight, you can go back to brightening up again instantly within days. And so I'll have to make an entire expose on that, but the bottom line is Kelly is by far not the same shade that she was when she first started off in the industry. And how is it that Beyonce bleached and then Kelly did not? Kelly looks like a totally different person. You don't go from coffee-colored, dark chocolate, Lupita Nyong'o skin tone to pastel yellow because of lighting. This person says the issue is Kelly played along Beyonce's second fiddle, then all of a sudden wanted to form boundaries far too late and didn't understand why people were confused, why they couldn't ask about Beyonce or Destiny's Child. Her erratic behavior confirms Exoticals United's suspicions. Exactly. Kelly Rowland was Beyonce's BFF. So which one is it? Is she her BFF or is she her enemy? Because for the past 20 years, I've seen Kelly attached at the hip to Beyonce 24/7. So how are you attached to Beyonce for your whole entire career, and then suddenly you say, oh, I don't want to ever hear about her again, or I don't want you to ask me about her again. I want to talk about myself now. Yeah, of course I'm going to talk about that and call that out. And this person says, the reason Beyonce was pushed more in Destiny's Child was because of her parents, nothing to do with Kelly's abilities or inabilities. Okay, but what about after Destiny's Child? You guys are acting like Kelly is disabled or handicapped. Kelly had 20 years after Destiny's Child ended to build a career for herself. And so she could have easily made some more music if she wanted to. She said, if your friend's parents are paying for everything, of course their biological child gets dibs on the better deals / access to more resources. If Kelly's single mother had the same tax bracket as Beyonce's parents, I'm sure Kelly's mom would have allowed Kelly to do her own thing. But then again, Kelly's mother was problematic and toxic. Okay, so do you see how they make all of these excuses for Kelly Rowland? Like, oh, her parents were toxic. Oh, Normani's parents are sick. Oh, everybody else, their whole family is fucked up. And it's like, do you know how much BS Beyonce has probably gone through in the industry? Think about these people that are making millions and even billions of dollars sometimes. They probably have accountants stealing from them. They've got all these teams they've got to manage. Once again, she still could have done something after Destiny's Child. Why is it that Beyonce is required to push Kelly forward? How is Kelly Rowland's poverty holding her back? Kelly Rowland is a multimillionaire. She was rich after the Destiny's Child thing. She's rich now. So you can't blame poverty or like, oh, well, she came from a single mother household. Her mother is toxic. Oh, she was poor. You know, she's just another black woman caught up in the mix trying to make $1 out of 15 cents. Yeah, that's Kelly Rowland. It's like Kelly Rowland is privileged. She is a multimillionaire. She says, IDK why you're penalizing Kelly for things that were out of her control. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I didn't know that my YouTube channel was penalizing people. Oh, wow. I didn't know that this was the Exoticals United police station and we're over here handing out tickets to Hollywood stars because they didn't make albums. So do you see how high they put us on a pedestal? Exoticals United, I don't know why you're penalizing Kelly. It's like, how am I penalizing? So me making a YouTube video about someone is penalizing them? Oh my God, I've been penalized by Exoticals United. And then she says, unless you're Kelly Rowland herself, you really don't have the authority to speak for her experiences. Okay, well then why are you speaking for her experiences, Toffee-tastic? She says, we don't know if she felt second fiddle or not. All you can do is speculate. No, we do know that she felt second fiddle because she said it in an interview. She said she always felt second best. And Kelly Rowland randomly brought this up. It wasn't the interviewers that brought this up. It was her. And then she says, plus she has every right to her boundaries and individuality regardless of where she started from. Kelly Rowland absolutely has right to her boundaries and individuality. And I have the right to make YouTube videos and respond. And I also have the right to make commentary. This girl says, I don't understand why some MLS are so desperate to hold on to dark-skinned black women's inferiority complex narrative. Almost like you need unambiguous dark-skinned black women to stay in their place. It's so weird. Wait, first of all, you're the one who says that we want you guys to have an inferiority complex, and then you said we need you to stay in your place. Okay, so which one is it? Is your place with the inferiority complex or not? Because if you don't have an inferiority complex, there's no such thing as us wanting you to stay in your place, because your place is not inferior. And this girl, she thinks that the person commenting to her is me. Like, she thinks that this is me on like a spam account. And so she's like arguing back and forth. Oh, so apparently I used to work for Kelly Rowland? She says, did Kelly get you fired? LOL, I'm just trying to understand the bitterness you have towards her, Exoticals United. It sounds like you had personal experience with her. Oh, okay, so apparently I have personally worked for Kelly Rowland and I'm just so against her. And then she says, just because someone's a millionaire, their money and status cannot fully shield them from disrespect or being victimized, Exoticals United. Just because she's a millionaire, that doesn't entitle anyone to disrespect her boundaries. Yeah, people don't have the right to disrespect her boundaries. This is why I said in my initial videos, she should stop going to interviews because she's Kelly Rowland. She doesn't need to be on these people's tables. All these people that I've seen her interview, she is way more famous than the person interviewing her. She doesn't need those people. So yeah, she should respect her own boundaries by putting herself on the pedestal and not even subjecting herself to these risky ass interviews in the first place. Kelly Rowland's problem is that she seems to rely on bigger entities and bigger stars and bigger platforms to promote her. She relies on going to these interviews with other people, being seen alongside Beyonce, being in one of Tyler Perry's movies, as opposed to what Beyonce does, which is simply making the music and letting the music speak for itself. This girl says, EU is just disgruntled because I let Chrissie and Queen Chama know that she was using clips of their videos to spread a false narrative and without permission. The one with Chrissie and Rock on the thumbnail 2 months ago. She's mad because Chrissie fought and got that video removed. Afterwards, she re-uploaded that video without Chrissie's clip, but she decided to go after Chama since Chama didn't fight the initial video. Chama's criticism was about Christian's problematic behavior, not light-skinned black women or exotical women, but in typical EU fashion, she took parts of her content and tried to paint Chioma as a reverse colorist. First of all, how is me playing clips of the actual creator saying those things? That's not spreading a false narrative if it's coming out of Chrissie's mouth or coming out of Queen Chama's mouth. And also, Queen Chama in particular, she does have a history of pulling up pictures of people like Krishan Rock. She did one on like Danny Lay. She did one on Brianna Monique. So she has a history of pulling up pictures of these women, comparing them to other women, randomly talking about their sex lives or calling them hoes. Meanwhile, if I were to ever do that with Queen Chama or anybody, then I would be called a colorist. And then this person, she finally admits, she says, after Chrissie was aware of what she was doing, talking about me, she said that's what motivated her to remove her older colorism content entirely and change her platform. Exoticals United lost her main source of income. Oh, really? Did I lose my main source of income? Be sure to join my members page so that I can show you my actual income statements. But she said, EU lost her main source of income, gaslighting and mooching off of Chrissie's channel. Shaking my head. How do you have 18,000 subscribers with 200 views? So, first of all, Toffee-tastic, thank you so much for finally giving me proof. And let me screenshot this really quick. Thank you for proving my point that Chrissie did, in fact, remove all of her older colorism content. It's actually not on the members page. She removed it from YouTube entirely, and she changed her whole entire platform because of us. Because she didn't want the smoke that comes with dealing with, I mean, think about it. This whole entire channel, this whole platform was based off of, I mean, Chrissie really was the main leader of the initial colorism conversation. My whole, the featureism and texturism, I had never even heard those terms. until Chrissie's channel. I had never heard of the term unambiguous until Chrissie's channel. And so all of my standards on this channel for quote unquote exotical, and you know how people argue and they're like, oh, you're being hypocritical. Okay, well, go back to the source. The source is Chrissie and whoever else came before her, because that's what created the space for us over here. You guys were telling us to get out of your space, and now we did. And now, supposedly, I'm mooching off of Chrissie's channel. So I've created 500 videos on my own, but I'm somehow just mooching off of Chrissie's channel when she goes on these live streams for 2 hours just to talk about MLS rappers. Oh, wow, her content is just so much better. This person says, yep, that is correct. She's always using someone as a come-up. So do you see how they're putting themselves in the position of the mule? So they're saying that I'm using Queen Chioma, I'm using Chrissie, I'm always using somebody as a come-up. Meanwhile, all I'm doing is literally creating commentary videos just like everyone else. Chrissie creates commentary videos on MLS celebrities. She has commented on my channel. She's commented on Princella the Queenmaker's channel, although she doesn't want to say names. I'm not afraid of saying names on here. So other people can talk about whoever they want. They can show screenshots, they can pull up pictures of Ice Spice and say that she's mediocre or straight up call her ugly. But if I do the exact same thing and I have a commentary channel, I'm using people as a come up. She says that's the problem she's having. She thinks she's entitled to mooch off of other people's work, unambiguous dark-skinned black women especially. This girl says, girl, you an old hater. It wasn't a false narrative. Chrissie hated MLS women and didn't want that footage out publicly. She had way more videos with no BWE content featured, but when it is featured, it's fair use. Yeah, I mean, I really could have kept re-uploading the videos. I mean, I really could have, and I still can, actually. She said, the video featuring Chrissie exposed her hatred of MLS women. That's exactly what it was. Chrissie doesn't want the public to know that she called that woman with the goggles on a ghetto Beyonce Barbie and said that she had 4 inches of fried leave-out and a wannabe Brazilian wavy. She doesn't want people to hear that that is what she said. And then she says, the video featuring Chrissie exposed her hatred of MLS women. EU gets far more than 200 views. Hater. Chrissie is a coward who got caught. Yeah, it's so funny because have you ever noticed how, like, if you are considered pretty, there's no way that you could possibly be good at content and smart and have a good channel. So people are now saying, oh, I bought my subscriber. So everybody on here's fake. All the other exotical channels, they're all fake. Everything I'm saying is fake. We're all lying. We're all delusional. My channel sucks. And it's like, if my channel sucks so bad, then why are you guys talking about it? If the content sucks, if the community sucks, if I can't get more than 200 views, apparently. And then she says, if Chrissie creates a platform that caters to the dark-skinned black women's plight, it doesn't make her hateful because she is speaking from a dark-skinned black woman's perspective. Right, and I'm doing the exact same thing. So why can't I do the same thing as what Chrissie's doing? She says, it's hateful when other women try to diminish and gaslight another woman's experience, which EU is actually doing. I'm not diminishing or gaslighting their experiences. I'm actually agreeing with Chrissie's experience by saying, hey, you know what, Chrissie? You're absolutely right. We have experienced quote-unquote benefits from whether it's colorism, texturism, featureism, or mixed race privilege. People do perceive us as privileged. So you guys told us for years, you need to acknowledge your privilege. You need to check your privilege. You're speaking from a place of privilege. And then when we finally admit, you're right, we do have all these privileges, now people are getting mad. So it's damned if you do, damned if you don't. Then she says, what do you mean hate? If unambiguous women hated MLS women celebrities like Beyonce, Cardi B, Chrissy and Rock, Mariah Carey, Tyla, Ice Spice, Nicki Minaj, and so on, they wouldn't have a career. So you have to understand that jealousy is a combination of admiration, but also hatred because you want to take that person's place. You want that same pedestal as that person. So 2 things can be true at the same time. You can love someone's beauty. You know, you can admire the beauty and the talent and the fame of people like Beyonce and all these other people. But at the same time, you can also have hatred for them. So once again, it's often the people that lack nuance that have the most critique about my channel because my channel really is very nuanced. That's why I have over 500 videos on here. So the main people who critique this channel are the people who they have not watched a lot of the videos. And so they think that everything is supposed to be a monolith. And then she says, she's not running anywhere. If you want access to her videos, you can pay the membership. That's false because I have Chrissie's membership and she took them off of the membership because she knows that if she shows them publicly, then, she would be exposed. But I mean, it's fine because those videos were up for years. All of us remember them, hence why we're all coming over here. And then she says, if someone is using her content in a dishonest way and without her permission, she has every right to protect her content. You're absolutely right. She does. And I have every right to respond and to give my commentary, just like how other people gave their commentary on our community for decades. She said, are people not allowed to do that? She changed her platform and no longer wants to talk about colorism. Why is that a problem for you? Oh, it's not a problem for me at all because I'm excited because we are on track to become the next mainstream talking points about, the colorism, texturism, and featureism conversation. So it's going to be very interesting and cool to see all of us over here since we have all different phenotypes and stuff. It's going to be cool to see all of us talk about these different things as opposed to you guys dominating the conversation for the last 10 years. This person says, facts, you're right. They are too harsh on Black women on these internet platforms. It's sad. So I'm not sure how my channel is harsh on Black women, seeing as I have never called Black women on here ugly or names of animals. Meanwhile, on their channels, they have definitely called MLS women ugly or names of animals. I've seen creators like the Mademoiselle calling light-skinned women roaches and stuff like that. So you've actually never seen any of that on my channel, yet I'm somehow being too harsh. Could it be that because I'm actually telling the truth and it's very difficult to argue against these talking points that I'm being harsh? Because notice how every detractor of this space, they can never argue with the actual talking points. They can only argue and be like, oh, you guys are ugly. You guys are fat. You sound fat. You sound like a white woman. You guys are being harsh. And it's like, give me an example. What am I saying that's harsh? Show the timestamp. And also, anybody who watches my content knows that it's not talking about every single Black woman in the Black diaspora. So it's like, what do you mean harsh on Black women? Because in my content, I like to point fingers and name names when I'm talking my shit. And then somebody says, Cardi isn't even mixed with Black. She is just like Bad Baby, the white girl. Okay, so apparently Cardi is a white woman according to this person. She says, I don't think Amara La Negra is Black at all. I think she had injections or something. Calling both Amara La Negra and Cardi B white women. But anyway, what do you ladies think? Let me know in the comment section and I'll talk to you next time. Stay pretty, ladies.